Have you been thinking about renting instead of buying a home lately? Chris and I talk about why buying still pays off in the long run on this week's Team Tuesday.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Jeff, and this is Christi.
Hi.
Renting can feel much less expensive and much simpler than buying a home, especially right now. No repairs, no property taxes, no worrying about mortgage rates. You just pay the bill and move on with your life.
Yep. Seems easy, right?
Seems easy, but here's a part people don't talk about enough. Renting doesn't help you build financial future. Meanwhile, homeowners grow their net worth just by owning a home. So if you've been wondering whether buying is still worth it in the long run, math is clearer than you might think.
So let's break down one of the key differences between renting and buying. When you rent, your payment goes to your landlord and then it's gone. And when you own, part of your payment comes back to you in the form of equity, or the wealth you build as the value of your home increases and you pay down your home loan.
Makes sense.
While renting may seem more affordable now, you have to remember it comes at a really high long-term cost. You're not building wealth. And it turns out that's a bigger miss than you may expect.
Yeah, absolutely. First American Title Company recently analyzed the long-term financial impact of renting versus owning a home. And they compared mortgage payments, property tax, insurance, repairs, and maintenance costs against the equity gain through home price appreciation and paying down the mortgage. And they did that during several different time frames to see if it tells a consistent story.
And they looked at 2006, the start of the housing bubble, 2015, 10 years ago, 2019, just before the pandemic and the last normal years in the market, and 2022 when mortgage rates jumped. And in each time frame, two things were true. Renters ended up losing money over time and homeowners gained it. It's pretty clear.
Yeah, absolutely. The takeaway is simple. Time in a home builds wealth. Time renting doesn't. Basically, homeowners come out ahead, and the analysis even shows that no matter how you factor it, the expenses that come along with homeownership, like insurance, repairs, property taxes, you always come out ahead no matter what time frame you look into.
Now, on the flip side, renters spent money on their rent but didn't gain any long-term financial benefit. That's true no matter what window of time you look at the study. That doesn't mean buying always beats renting in the short term, but the longer you own, the wider the wealth gap becomes.
Absolutely. So you might still be thinking, okay, but buying feels out of reach for me right now, which, to be honest, is fair. The past few years haven't been easy for buyers, but things are starting to shift some. Mortgage rates have started to come down, home prices are softening some, incomes have been on the rise, and according to Zillow, typical monthly payments have gotten a little easier compared to this time last year. Not by a whole lot, but enough to make a difference. No, buying isn't suddenly easy, but it's easier than it was just a few months ago. And in the long run, history shows it's worth it.
So while renting may feel less expensive today, owning is what builds real wealth over time. And with affordability starting to improve, the path to home ownership may be opening up more than you think.
Absolutely. So if you're curious what buying could look like for you, call 970-589-7700 to connect with one of our great agents who can help you plan your next move pressure-free. Thanks for joining us for Team Tuesday. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.